I'm ready. What up? Let's get to it. So we got a few things to talk about today as far as Bama goes, Alabama news, et cetera, et cetera. Let's just dive right into it. First thing, Ryan Grubb. Ryan Grubb has been fired from the Seahawks. Now, this is pretty big as far as Bama. We all know Nick Sheridan needs to be fired. Should have been fired yesterday. Matter of fact, should have been fired in the middle of the season, dog. You hear me? Bama Nation, the Bama fan base, majority dog wants Nick Sheridan out the building. We know the piss poor job he did, underutilizing his players, not using certain players enough, players hitting the transfer portal strictly because of him and his actions or his inactions, dog. Nick Sheridan failed big time this past season. You hear me? No ifs, ands, buts about it, dog. He failed the team as well. He failed his players as well, right? No way around it. So this is a pivotal move decision that Kalen Deboer must make and needs to make. Because guess what? If he brings back Nick Sheridan to be his offensive coordinator after the trash job he did, dog, that's telling me, and that should tell you and all the Alabama football fans, right? That Kalen Deboer doesn't care about winning. What does he care about? What? Favoritism? Keeping his homeboys in there, his so-called homeboys? Oh, he cares about not hurting some feelings. It will be clearly evident that he don't care about winning and setting a standard if he lets Nick Sheridan continue to be his offensive coordinator. You hear me? That's just how it is. Just what it is. And I'm going to get into the article. But the best decision for him to make right now is to hire Ryan Grubb. Now, I don't know what happened last year. Grubb was supposed to be the offensive coordinator for Bama. It was news that he was hired then. I don't know if Kalen Deboer changed his mind, but the word was Ryan Grubb was hired by Seattle. And he took that job quickly and swiftly, maybe a mistake from the outside looking in. I'm sure he may have made a different choice if he could do it all over again. But no matter the issue, no matter what happened, no matter what grudges might be held, you hear me? If Kalen Deboer let him go or whatever the circumstances are, right? Kalen Deboer needs to make it his duty to go out there and seek Ryan Grubb. Leave no doubt and let Ryan Grubb know that he definitely wants him as his offensive coordinator, bro. Him, so-called offensive mastermind Ryan Grubb, which I don't see why Seattle fired him. I don't think he was the conundrum in Seattle, but hey, it is what it is. NFL business, part of the game. Somebody got to be the scapegoat, right? Feel like the head coach could be to blame for some of Seattle's problems, personnel, etc. But it is what it is, dog. Only they know why. But Ryan Grubb will be a highly seeked out offensive coordinating candidate, dog. Period. And you think about Ryan Grubb or Nick Sheridan, which one would be your pick? That's an easy decision, huh? An easy decision, hands down, man down, no debating. Ryan Grubb with true credentials. Nick Sheridan, damn near no credentials, huh? I mean, who has he coached? What successful offense has he coached or led or play called for? Zero, nada, dog. Finito, huh? You hear me? He got given a job, seemingly. Got given a job, got the handout because of who he knew, not of his credentials, not because of his skills or his great abilities as a coach or an OC, strictly because what? He had history with Kalen Deboer, knew Kalen Deboer, one of Kalen Deboer's good friends. Well, Kalen Deboer better learn quickly and swiftly. The SEC, Alabama, the Alabama standard, right, dog? It's not about a fucking friendship. Not about a buddy click, huh? It's about who can get the job done. It's about setting the standard. And if Kalen Deboer cares anything about his future at Alabama as far as being the head coach or remaining to be the head coach. Because guess what? We don't care nothing about that contract. That contract can get thrown out the window, dog. You hear me, Kalen Deboer? Yeah, what he signed for 7 years, 8 years, something like that, etc. Oh yeah, Alabama can tear that up, throw that up, dog. Period. You hear me? This is his season, homie. His season to prove it. He didn't get inherited with a bum roster, dog. He didn't get inherited with trash players. He didn't really have to rebuild a roster. The roster was already there. Alabama's main issue, main conundrum was the lack of good coaching, period. No cap, bro. All that talent on this team, versatility, athletes, athleticism, bro. All of that, dog. Big players, fast players, strong physical, etc. They weren't put into the best position. That's the bottom line. Now, did the players have bad games? Yes. Were they at fault as well? Some games, yes. But at the end of the day, these players, this coaching staff, especially your offensive coordinator, did not utilize his players correctly in order for them to reach their maximum potential. And I stand on that 10 toes down, no debating. You hear me? Period. So Kalen DeBoer needs to make that happen with Ryan Grubbs quickly and swiftly, Quickly and swiftly, dog. Let's get into the article real quick. I'm gonna just run through these articles real quickly. But you get my drift. We get the gist of it, right? Right. It's nowhere. It's time for a change, dog. A change is needed. A change is needed. Point blank. Period. Give me a second, bro. A change is needed, dog. Nick Sheridan is not it. What nobody talking about. Nick Sheridan is not it, and we all know it. Potential Alabama head football coach Kalen DeBoer, Ryan Grubb reunion with Crimson Tide given dubious label. Alabama head football coach Kalen DeBoer was supposed to have his right-hand man Ryan Grubb with him during his debut season in Tuscaloosa, so they are very close. Excuse me. Grubb had other ideas. Instead of moving from Washington to Tuscaloosa, he took the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator job. Unfortunately for Grubb, that decision didn't work out. He was fired and now re-enters the job market, ripe for a potential reunion with Deboer in a college town he might not want to live in. Oh, so he don't want to live in Bama or Tuscaloosa. Is that the real issue? At CBS Sports, John Talty writes, it could be an awkward reunion, but that shouldn't stop it from happening. Deboer initially brought Grubb with him as his offensive coordinator after Alabama hired him to replace college football's greatest coach. It was a major coup. Grubb was one of the nation's highest paid assistant coaches and the object of Nick Saban's desire for the offensive coordinator, spot on what proved to be his final staff. Talty wrote, there is inherent awkwardness in a Grubb and Alabama reunion, both for how he left so quickly and how Deboer would have to reshuffle his staff. But it'd be worth it for both parties to strongly consider doing so. And like I said previously, I don't care about the awkwardness. It's about winning. It's about hiring the best coaches, period. Yeah, Grubb left, made the decision quickly and swiftly. Kalen DeBoer might feel away. He might feel played by his road dog, his so-called alleged homeboy. But kill that noise, bro. Get over it. Work it out. If they're close as everybody's saying they are, they can get over this shit here, dog. And they can move forward and go win some ball games and be great. Period, bro. Just what it is. And I don't care about DeBoer having to reshuffle his staff. He needs a reshuffle in his staff anyway. Starting with Nick Sheridan, dog. Get him out the fucking building. You hear me? No cap, bro. If you fire a coach, if you fire one offensive coordinator or one coordinator, make it be Nick Sheridan. Nick Saban has clamored for DeBoer not to follow in his footsteps, but that didn't work out in the latter's first year coaching the Crimson Tide. DeBoer can stand to take pointers from one of the sport's all-time greats. Saban had an awkward relationship with Crimson Tide offensive coordinator Lane Kiffin too. That didn't stop them from guiding an offense led by Jake Coker to a national championship in 2015. That's the thing, dog. Care about no awkward relationship, right? Handle the business, dog. Get to the business. You hear me? Put your differences, situational bullshit aside, and guess what? Go grind and say roll tide. Point blank, period, man. Winning doesn't need everyone to see eye to eye on everything. Facts. We know Deboer and Grubb work together, and that's the most important element in the equation. Correct, bro. Bottom line. And that's it for the article. And it's simple. It's simple, bro. Nobody tripping over no riff, no disagreements, huh? As long as they're on the same accord, with the same goal in mind, be winners, dog. National championships, the standard. Getting the maximum out of their players. No cap, dog. Developing players, player development, which is very imperative, dog. We're talking about successful programs here. Player development. Just what it is. Care nothing about they awkwardness, awkward relationship. Get it together. Fix it back. If they are that close or were that close, it shouldn't be a real issue, dog. Heavy. They may have to have a conversation, have a sit down, talk about this and that, work out some things, but so what? Two men sit down and talk. Got it here, dog. Let's get to the next topic at hand. We got players returning. Bama got players returning, baby. Great news. Great news. Roll Tide full of pride. Before I get into these articles and I'm going to knock them out, you can't deny the fact. Take for granted how important chemistry is. Players returning, senior players, players that are the core of your defense, the core of your offense, heavy, who have experience, leadership, etc. Right? You cannot ignore that. You can't take it for granted, homie. And great news, good things are happening with Bama and the players returning. We got 3 players. Now, I spoke on Damani Jackson in a previous video. Talked about him returning, right? Another player as well. But these players coming back, wanting to run it back, for other reasons than themselves, right? All these players who are returning could go pro, be first round, second round picks, first day, second day, all that. But the fact that they want to prove more, want to set the Bama standard, want to leave the underclassmen in a better place, right? Show them the way, show them the Bama way. Oh, bro, that goes a long way. That goes a long way. You hear me? And these are true vets with the reps, the snaps, bro. You hear me, dog? Staying loyal, staying locked in to Bama. That goes a long way. Bonds, relationships, team chemistry. It takes more than just talent. It's plenty of talented teams, a whole lot of talent, dog. Guess what? They either lack coaching, lack a true chemistry, lack a true bond amongst players. And I don't care what nobody talking about. That bond, that unity, that brotherhood was not there this year for Bama, dog. If it was, it wasn't there full 100%. I don't care what nobody talking about. I stand on that 10 toes down. You can clearly see it wasn't that real closeness, that real brotherhood feeling, huh? Now, sometimes on the field it looked that way, but that was just, good games being played, them coming together, saying, hey, dog, no matter what, how we feel, we got to play this game and rock out. You hear me? Put our best foot forward. But at the end of the day, bro, clear to see the brotherhood was not there. And that's how you get it back. Upperclassmen, veterans returning, that goes a long way. Not only for them and the betterment of the team, but as far as influencing the young players, showing them which path, which direction to take. Showing them you ain't always got to up and leave, always got to hit the transfer portal, stick it out, dog, grind it out, fight it out with your squad, your brothers. The grass ain't always greener on the other side. You hear me? We got to be real here, dog. We got to be really real, huh? Let's get into it, man. I'm excited, super excited. Because some of these names, I'm sure you know them already, dog. Big, great name, great players. First off, let's start with Keon Sabb. Here we go. I'm gonna read. Just go through it, man. You hear me? Shout out. Give me 1 second. Shout out Keon Sabb. Now we know Keon Sabb was injured. The last part of the season. Shout out Hubbard for coming in, playing well, playing solid. But Keon Sabb is one of those leaders. He could have definitely went pro, even being injured. Now his injury definitely set him back as far as going first day, maybe compared to going second day or third day of the draft. But he could have definitely went pro. No cap. Happy Gump Day. Keon Sabb's return makes Alabama secondary the strength of the 2025 defense. And that's big there. That's big, bro. Sabb returning. We know how the secondary was full of freshmen. But Sabb, once again, bring that experience, that savvy, the understanding of the game. He can teach these young players how to move on and off the field. And just more chemistry in the secondary. Secondary gonna be lit, boy. I mean lit. You hear me? I'm excited to see how them boys play. If you're a fan of defense and really you're an Alabama fan, so of course you are, the Tide received more good news yesterday as free safety Keon Sabb announced his return to the Alabama defensive backfield. Let's get it, man. Keon Sabb says, let's run it back, roll tide. This past year with the Crimson Tide has been special to me. Since stepping foot on campus, Alabama has felt like home. I have met so many great people and grown significantly, but I feel like there's more left for me here. This season ended early for me, and it did not finish the way any of us wanted. I have a lot left to help this team accomplish, and I look forward to leading the 2025 group. I cannot wait to get back on the field and start working towards our ultimate goal of winning a national championship. Let's run it back. Roll Tide. I love that shit, bro. You hear me? Music to the ears. Music to the ears, huh? Heavy. That's excellent news on a defense that will be returning a ton of veteran leadership and talent next year. Keenan, Lawson, Damani, and left tackle and LT amongst them. That now also gives Alabama a significant upperclassman presence at all three levels of the defense, something Bama sorely lacked this year. Facts, man. Experience, man. Leadership. That's very important, especially in college football, huh? Every level of football, really. I don't think anyone felt that Sabb was seriously considering leaving. The senior-to-be was being pegged as a mid to late rounder. And with Malachi Starks entering the draft, the comparison would not have been a favorable one. Sabb is a demonstrated playmaker. He's great with the ball in the air, is very good in zone defense, and he has decent speed at free. But for him to maximize his value, he's going to need to show that he can get a little better when asked to cover one-on-one. Yes, the NFL is a defense of zone play mostly now, but the more tools you have in the shed, the better. If for no other reason than to widen the scope of the teams willing to put you on their draft board. Facts. And we can't deny injuries affect players' draft capital, draft stock. Now, I understand why Keon Sabb would come back. Like the article says, he definitely has more to prove, has to show more of his skills. Did he show enough to be even a what? Were they calling him a first day draft pick or a second day? So, I mean, smart decision by him, dog. Period. Putting himself in a position to really get drafted in the round he wants to be drafted in. Make himself a first day pick, potentially. So all he has to do is show more skills. We know he's a ball hawk. He gets to the ball when it's in air. Solid in zone coverage. But at the end of the day, yes, he needs to improve his man coverage skills. Alongside Hubbard and Damani and ZB, the Tide secondary took their lumps this year for the elite playoff next season. And the DB should be the strength of the defense, but that's not all. One of Alabama's steadier presences on the offensive line also announced his return last night, as Jaeden Roberts will be back to man the interior. Let's get it, dog. You hear me? Great news, bro. Great news for Bama. Shout out Keon Sabb, homie. Shout out Keon Sabb. And hold on, with that being said, I forgot to get the article of Jaeden Roberts Jaeden Roberts, that's big news for Bama too, homie. Jaeden Roberts, a big body. He definitely could have got, first, second round pick. Big body, offensive line, trenches, dog. I didn't know he was returning. That's big. That's great news right there as well. Jaeden Roberts will contribute heavy, and he's gonna come back bigger, faster, stronger. Trenches, baby, trenches, dog. That's what Bama needs. That's what Bama needs. Shout out Jaeden Roberts for coming back in the building, homie. Period. We need that. We need that. We seen how the O-line was inconsistent. Yeah. Jaeden Roberts, let's get it, dog. No cap. You hear me? Let's win, dog. Period. Get to the next article, man. Let's go, bro. Key Alabama football wide receiver announces return for 2025 season. What it means. And we know this is Germie Bernard. Alabama football will keep one of his top receivers for the 2025 season. Germie Bernard, a former Michigan State and Washington wide receiver who just completed his first season with the Crimson Tide, told ESPN he will be back for his senior season at Alabama. He later confirmed the news on his Instagram. Let's go, man. Heavy, bro. That's what it's about. Another room that will be stacked for Bama, the wide receiver room. Germie Bernard, Ron Williams. Isaiah Horton, the guy who transferred from Miami, dog. Other players in there. Gonna be a stacked room. You hear me? A stacked room. Let's get it. First and foremost, thank you, God, for blessing my college experience to this point and providing for me every step of the way. Bernard wrote, my college football journey has not been a straightforward road, but it's been an incredibly rewarding one. I have been fortunate to play for elite coaches with talented teammates and in front of some amazing fans. My time in Tuscaloosa has been no different. From the coaches and staff to my teammates to the fans, this football community and experience is second to none. I believe Coach Kalen Deboer is building something special here, and this program is once again on the brink of bringing another championship home. Let's get it, baby. Because of that, and after much thought, time and consideration with my family, I'm excited to announce that I will be returning to Alabama for my final college season. I look forward to playing in front of the Tuscaloosa crowd again and competing for a championship in 2025. Let's get it, dog. Let's get it, bro. Bernard finna have a breakout season as well, dog. Bernard finna have a breakout season as well. And if Kalen DeBoer does what he needs to do, makes the right hire, and fires Nick Sheridan and brings the right coach in, the coordinator in, this offense will be explosive like never before. Heavy. I stand on that 10 toes down. You hear me? Roll Tide full of pride, win, lose, or draw, dog. No cap. Bernard joins defensive stars such as Deontay Lawson, LT Overton, Damani Jackson, and Justin Jefferson, who have each announced their returns to the Crimson Tide in 25. Can't beat it, man. Can't beat it. All these players, elite players, starting players. It's important, man. It goes a long way. Trust. Here we go, dog. We don't got to get into the stats, bro. We know what Bernard brings, what he's capable of. Heavy. Once again, great news for Bama once again, dog. Great news for Bama once again. You know, that receiving room, just like that secondary room, is gonna be crazy. Let's knock this next one out, man. We got one more. I love this, man. Let's go, bro. You hear me? Excuse me. Great news, dog. Great news for Bama Nation, homie. Great news, man. Great news. It's about chemistry. It's about bond. It's about brotherhood, dog. True love, true care for the game, true leadership, bro. Another player returning. Jamarian Latham returning to Alabama. The Alabama defensive lineman is the last draft eligible Crimson Tide player to announce his football future, huh? You hear me? Trenches, man. Trenches, huh? It's about them trenches, dog, and we got them. Alabama defensive lineman Jamarian Latham is returning to the Crimson Tide for the 2025 season. Latham broke the news via his Instagram. I'm back, 2025, let's do it. Latham wrote at the end of the Instagram video. Here we go. Let's go, man. What we got here?
Plenty of time. No, he doesn't. He goes down. Brought down by Jamari.
Let's get it, yeah. I just had to press on that a little bit, dog. Show a little bit of the skills. Now, Latham is a quick, athletic specimen, homie, in the trenches. And I don't know if Kane Womack will return, but if he does, and he might, I think he bought himself some more time at Bama, dog. Saved his coaching job. But if he puts his players in the best position to make some tweaks to the scheme, dog, this defense could be scary. This defense will be spooky for everybody they play, homie. You know, Bama D-line has a lot of speed. I want to see him get more, big bodies in there, period. And I'm sure all these players will put weight on. But Latham can be a freak of nature on that line, bro. His speed, his agility, his quickness off the ball. Oh, yeah, we got some here. Latham will be entering his 6th season with the Crimson Tide experience. He's an Alabama native from Reform and played high school football at Pickens County, where the former 4-star recruit was ranked as the number 25 defensive lineman in the class of 2020 and the number 9 prospect in the state. The redshirt senior totaled 27 tackles, including 2 for loss, -9 yards, and 1 sack for -8 yards this season, while also contributing 3 quarterback hurries and recovered a fumble across 11 starts and 12 games of action. Latham is among several NFL draft eligible Alabama players to announce their return for the 2025 season, joining cornerback Damani Jackson, defensive lineman Tim Keenan III, and L.T. Overton, offensive guard Jaeden Roberts, linebackers Deontay Lawson and Justin Jefferson, wide receiver Germie Bernard, center Parker Brailsford, and running back Jam Miller. Latham is also the last draft eligible Crimson Tide player. Okay, hold on. Latham is also the last draft eligible Crimson Tide player to announce his football future. The following players will represent Alabama at the 2025 NFL Draft: guard Tyler Booker, linebacker Jahad Campbell, quarterback Jalen Monroe, safety Malachi Moore, tight end CJ Dupree, linebacker Q Robinson, defensive lineman Tim Smith, tight end Robbie Oots, punter James Bernard, kicker Graham Nicholson, long snapper Neelan Hibbett. And that's what it is. And once again, wish all those guys the best who entered the draft, who chose to go to the draft and take their career to the next level. Much respect. I think some of them could have returned, should have returned. It would have helped their career, their draft stock. But at the end of the day, guess what? Guys going to make their decision, dog. But the guys who are in the building, the guys who are there, who stayed at Bama, who are locked in, that's the ones who really matter the most. So once again, great news for Bama, homie. All these players returning, bringing experience, bringing talent, right? Bringing leadership. Now it's up to the coaches to revamp everything. I mean, revamp everything, homie. You hear me? And put these players in the best position to win, dog, and play their best football because the players are there. The rosters are there. Now, Kalen, Deboer, get your shit in order. Get your coaching staff in order, homie. Nick Sheridan must go. And I stand on that 10 toes down. Hey, man, fire them comments up. Let me know how you feel about the video. You hear me? Feedback is much appreciated. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Make sure you hit that bell, huh? Support the channel. Support the grind. Big skull here. Roll Tide full of pride forever. Win, lose, or draw. Yeah.